So a lot of you were asking me about my tips and tricks in the comment section of my grenade trick video, so I put together a short list of what I think are the most used techs that higher level players use that you might not be aware of. I figured there was interest in PvP improvement, so if this video does well, I will pump out an entire series because honestly I could ramble about this for days. Either way, here are some tips that you can immediately apply to your everyday games, whether it be for trials, comp, scrims, or quick play. Spin dodge. At the higher level, hunter dodge is easier to track because it locks you into a predictable path, so you need to get more crafty with your movement. To do the spin dodge, you need to be on mouse and keyboard. I do this when I get into an oh shit moment, or if I want to move into cover without being predictable in my pathing. It gives me a moment to mentally reset the situation and reacquire my aim. If you get good enough at this, you can always move to where you want while being evasive. Also, to make the animation look more ambiguous, dodge laterally instead of forwards and backwards. Here are some clips showing me doing it randomly versus moving intentionally behind cover.
Dude, this guy, oh my goodness. Dead.
Flanking hard.
Oh my god.
You wasted two. Sniper wasted two.
Playing with radar. Nice.
Got two.
I'll come back. Okay. Flying in from the outside.
Help me.
Head bounce. Hunters can be the fastest class in the game in situational moments where there are ceilings that you can head bounce off of. A good hunter will know where every single head bounce spot is on a map and position accordingly to make the most use out of it. You can use it to run away or push aggressively, making hunters capable of one of the most hyper-aggressive playstyles. Speaking of pushing, a lot of people head bounce wrong when they try to swing a lane. It is more effective to head bounce before you come out of cover and chain a B-hop to continue your momentum, rather than simply jumping out of cover and then committing to the gunfight in the open. If you do it the first way, you can get back into cover safer, engage at a higher speed, and attract more attention so your teammates can 3-to-1 peek from underneath and get free shots. Here are some clips showing how hard it is to track if done right.
And these people are really good.
Oh
Like,
my
admittedly,
gosh.
like,
Alright, a little too high. A little too high.
B-hop. This is a quick one. Bunny hopping, or B-hop for short, is a way to carry your character's momentum in Destiny 2 and fundamental to the hunter playstyle. To do this, just tap jump when you land and continue in the same direction where you're traveling. You can chain a strafe jump to go even further or use it to mix up in another direction. There's a difference between tapping and holding your jump and double jump, so use them accordingly to fine-tune your distances of travel. Grapple Cancel. Admittedly, I don't play too much Strand Hunter, but there's no doubt that it has insane movement capabilities. If you ever find yourself in midair and have expended your jump but still need one, you can Grapple Cancel to get a Strand melee to then use as a pseudo Icarus dash. It opens up a lot of potential with the ways you can use it, like with the Suspend Slam for even more movement. Jump Spot. Jump spotting is a very important tool to get information, provide chip damage, and draw aggro for your team. It is what makes strafe jump on hunters so unique because of the instantaneous lateral change in momentum. If I know that I'm better, I'll usually even do it against a sniper, as it'll bait out a shot, make them look up so my sniper can peek for free, or damage them enough to force them to reposition so my team can push up. L-dash. Moving on to Warlock. They have one of the best jumps while also being the most punishing if you mess up. L-dashing is a great way to help you get around corners without making your movement obvious. To do this, just normally Icarus dash forward, but pan your camera to hug the wall and reduce the amount of angles you can get shot from. T-step bounce. You ever play against warlocks that are super fast all the time and just run you over? T-step bouncing is a hand cannon shotty playstyle staple. While transversal steps are not necessary, it got its name in the scrim community at the time when everybody ran it over in fitting aspects. To execute its movement option by chaining B-hopping after a skate or Icarus dash to do drive-by plays at Mach 10. Stair Scrolling. Like hunter head bouncing, Stair Scrolling is a situational, map-specific tech that all Warlock players should know. This can only be done on mouse and keyboard and high frame rates, but it gives so much of an advantage that it is completely banned in tourneys. You should definitely stair scroll on any incline or stairs in regular PvP to get the edge on someone running away or to gain map control. If you're having trouble doing it, usually start scrolling a couple steps off the ground. Snap Skating. While sacrificing your Celestial Fire melee for Incinerator Snap, you gain the ability to Snap Skate. It allows you to move at high speeds from a standstill, and you can chain it with an Icarus dash or Burst Glide to break wrists. You can only do this when you don't have super, but that's a majority of the match. The key presses are slide, jump, and super. Spin dashing. Last but not least for warlocks is spin dashing. Just like Hunter, use it when you get stuck in a situation when you need to buy time, make your opponents whiff, close distance, or reposition without being too obvious. You can do it randomly, but if you get good at it, you can control where you end up. I input my Icarus dash laterally and then move my mouse side to side, kind of like L dashing. This is my personal favorite warlock tip because it makes your clips look so flashy. Left side peeking. Now on to Titans. Left side peeking is one of the most important tips for any Titan player to master. After putting up a barricade, strafe left so that you're near the edge and then tap left and shoot to peek shot an enemy. This is extremely overpowered on snipers in the current meta. You only want to do this left because Destiny 2's first person camera is slightly left of your Guardian's head, which means if you peek a corner on your left, less of your Guardian's body is exposed. Conversely, if you were to peek right, more of your Guardian's body is exposed, so I always peek left or slide right to challenge. This also applies to cover for every class in general, but it's super important for Titans because they have a barricade that's curved, so you can use it to peek pixel perfect left side.
No, they just completely took the zone on us. We weren't even
My
paying
man.
attention to where it was.
What do you mean? This guy's a Titan main. He like peeked through his shield to shoot the arbalist at such a, like, I didn't even know he was through the shield yet, but it got me.
What? What? I didn't hear the charge.
Dead. Last is inside. Damn.
That guy's movement is insane.
Yeah, that dude's fucking nuts.
Short charge movement. Short charge movement is essential to a Titan's overall neutral game. You can use it for movement to get to lane faster, you can use it offensively to push, you can use it defensively to escape. A safe way to escape is by running against the wall and jumping into the air and then shoulder charging out because a lot of people will expect to slide and pre-aim it. Strafe Skating. The simpler of the two Titan jumps, Strafe Lift is a very strong jump for directional control. Some aspects that make it better than Catapult Lift is that you can react to someone aping and instantaneously backpedal by spamming jump in any direction while almost having the same top speed as Catapult Lift. Another small tip is you can reload while skating. Catapult Skating. Make sure to master Strafe Skating and Catapult Skating. They each have their own uses. The most popular choice of mouse and keyboard is Catapult Skating, and for good reason. On maps like Cap Zone Wormhaven, for example, it's just outright broken because whichever team gets to mid first and set up barricades and snipes wins. The most recent Trials PM tourney was even put on hold for half an hour simply because there were arguments against whether resnow was allowed for controller players. It's good for aping in a straight line but lacks directional control and directional burst. To do Catapult Skating, bind your jump to scroll wheel down and then scroll at a semi-fast rhythm to skate. If you can't scroll fast enough, a tip I have is to press space while scrolling to minimize the amount of missed inputs. Bag strafing. Finally, the controversial bag strafing. Contrary to popular belief, bag strafing is strong not just because it may throw off your opponent's aim, but more importantly, it helps you manage recoil and correct yours. It's even more effective for controller players because if you're off target from the vertical recoil, crouching will cause the vertical friction to help you stay on target. When I used to play Overwatch from bronze to top 500, it was always an indicator of skill to see tracer players being able to track while staying evasive, and that goes for every other community besides Destiny for some reason. We really need to get over that scrub mentality where skills healing gets shit on, but that's a whole nother topic for a different video. To be clear, fast crouch spamming is possible on mouse and keyboard and controller. I recommend paddles for controllers, but I was able to do it using an Xbox 360 controller against Jake. If anybody says you can't crouch spam fast enough in the comments section, please link them to this timestamp because they are just probably on toggle crouch and not hold to crouch. Download. Download is a peacekeeper tech to instantly reload your SMG without the animation. You effectively get double your mag size and you can shoot longer than your opponent. To do a download, just swap your SMG out and then pull it up again quickly to trick the game into reloading it with peacekeepers. The only caveat is that you can only do this once per life, but it's so super useful. So that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll try to reply to as much comments as I can to answer any questions I wasn't clear about. Let me know what type of content you want to see next.